I'm no longer a slave to fear.
Real Cuff Radio is about to begin.
I am a child of God. I'm no
Everybody
longer
loves a
a
hero.
slave to fear.
I believe there's a hero in all of us.
I am a child.
Welcome to Real Cuff Radio, and I'm excited because we're interviewing a director about a movie that's actually being released tomorrow, and it's called The Healer. Our guest, who's the filmmaker, his name is Paco Arango. Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Paco, before we start anything, I love the movie, and we had
That's a great start. That's a great start.
Yeah. Well, and I not only love the movie, but so did my wife and my parents, and my father is actually on the line. He's helping us interview, and
Okay.
I work in surgery, and I cover all of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and part of Mississippi, and all I saw was this will bring a lot of hope to families that are going through a major incident, in their life. And unfortunately, they spend a lot of time at the hospitals during these. And I just thought the laughter and stuff that I got out of it, I would love to see that passed on to other families that are going through this right now.
Yeah. What happened to me was that in 2001, I started volunteer work with children with cancer, I beg your pardon, in hospitals, and it literally took over my life. It was a once a week. I was going on Wednesday, and then it started becoming a daily activity, and that hasn't changed all these years. So I fully understand what you're saying. It's a heavy loft on kids, on parents, on anybody who's got cancer, and the whole purpose of the movie is to shed some light, shed some inspiration, and shed some hope that we can all surpass it.
Now, I want to say, for anybody that goes to see the movie, don't walk out in the first 5 minutes thinking, oh, I already see where this is going, because it all starts to wrap into it as it goes along. And because I read a review, and someone made a bad comment, and I thought they didn't even watch past the first 5 minutes, and that's why they. Yeah, exactly. So you got to watch the whole thing, but believe me, at the end, it really, and truthfully, I thought the best actress in the whole thing was the young girl. Just loved,
a lot of people
her.
Do. Here's an amazing thing about that child, because my movie tells a story of a man who's a very selfish, handsome man who suddenly gets the gift of healing and doesn't want it, and it's a very seriously ill child with cancer, 15-year-old cheeky girl with cancer who shows him what's really important in life. So and she comes in later in the story, purposely so, because usually it takes a while to wake up to realize that life is a gift, and that and she's the one that shows him that way.
Definitely, just don't watch 5 minutes and quit. You've got to see the whole thing. And also, I like the songs you picked. All three of those songs were some of my favorites. So I thought, wow, we're really batting good here. So
George Michael, it was the first time he allowed the song "Faith" to be used in a movie. I didn't know it at the time, but George at the time was very, very ill, and I told him, I told him through his agent that what we were doing, because this is a movie that is literally helping children all over the world. This is a movie that this is the 14th country we've surpassed 3.5 million spectators, and wherever the film is shown in each country, it's donated for children. So George Michael heard about this and allowed Faith to be used. So I'm glad you like the music. The music is very important.
I read on there 100% of the proceeds go to help out these kids, and that's correct?
Yes, this is the first movie ever in the history of movie making that it has been conceived to travel all over the world, donating all the proceeds to seriously ill children all over the world.
Wow!
It's this again. The USA is the 14th country. We've raised in excess of $4 million, more than 3.5 million spectators, and now arriving to the USA, and the charity that has been picked is very dear to my heart, which is Paul Newman's a camp that he started called Serious Fun Children's Network. very few people know, and this is incredible, that Paul Newman decided that he was so famous that he started a food company called Newman's Own, which was 100% charity for donations. And to date, even though Paul Newman died 9 years ago, that charity has donated $550 million in charity. $550 million. That's an angel. And what Paul Newman did with some of that money was create camps for seriously ill children all over the world. There are 9 in the United States. And these camps are camps where children who have had serious illnesses go there without their parents, completely free of charge. They meet other kids that have had similar experiences as they had. And I guess the best place to explain the success of what that does is parents say, "You've given me back my kid before he was ill." I knew Paul Newman. I worked with his foundation. I was a member of the board for 9 years. And all the proceeds of my film will be donated to helping these camps and Serious Fund Children's Network.
Wow, that's great. That really is. It sounds like, from what I was reading about you, you have done a lot of other charity stuff too. You started a bone marrow transplant place in Spain. Is that what I read?
Correct. Yes. What happened to me is in 2001, I was overwhelmed. Why I was so lucky and others were not. I came from a good family, healthy, managed to do a lot of professional things that I wanted to do, and I was overwhelmed why there were people, and especially kids, suffering all over the world. So I asked, and I decided to donate the most precious thing I have, which is my time. And actually, somebody picked for me. Somebody said, "You will start with children with cancer in a children's cancer ward." And this was in 2001. I started on a Wednesday, and before I knew it, I was going every day. That has not stopped in 18 years. I have my own foundation in Spain, and it's what's triggered me to try and do films that not only entertain but that create awareness that life is a gift, and we owe it to ourselves to try and make this world a better place.
Now, I'm an actor, and I work with a lot of actors. I got a lot of actors and directors and producers that listen to the show, and I just want you to be an inspiration to them too. More movies like this need to be done.
They used to call me a nutcase. Even my family members. I mean, making movies is hard enough. Giving it away is crazy. But the incredible thing about a movie is that it's really a huge. If it's good, if it's entertaining, it's a big hypnosis session. You're in the dark. You're perceiving a message that's coming through a screen that you're watching for an hour and a half, and you really can get across people. If we can do that to make things better, to convey a message of hope, to even raise money, it works, and it's working. Again, this is actually happening. There's got to be a lot more crazy people like me.
Let me say something, Todd. That nowadays, with so much technology, I don't think people even read books. I mean, I still read books all the time, but the people they just look at their phones and the computer, and you need movies to be able to reach them. And so I think the movies is something that is really needed, and because everything is visual nowadays.
Yeah, but the good thing about a movie is that you're really, if the movie is entertaining and you're captivated, it could definitely pierce your heart, sometimes for a few hours, and hopefully for a few days, and maybe even more profoundly. If you combine that with the idea of a seriously ill child, which is who's not going to help a seriously ill child, no? If you can combine both things, but it's very important that people understand that this is not a sad movie. This is a very good film, and that's exactly what these kids give you. These kids don't make you feel sad. They make you feel happy, and they make you feel like life is very special, and that was my intent when I made the film.
The Word of God says laughter is medicine. That's what I told my wife. I said, a movie like this, being seen by a family that's going through some of this right now, would the laughter they would get out of it and the joy that they would get out of it is healing in itself.
The other thing I think, it kind of remind me of The Ultimate Gift, which it was one of my favorite movies that I've seen. I guess because of the little girl in there that was also about to die, but she was she kind of stole the show of The Ultimate Gift. But it kind of reminded me of that. So if people like that show, you'll love this one.
Let me tell you an incredible thing that happened in the film. The film was shot in Canada, but because I was giving all the proceeds, I really went somewhere where there were tax incentives that would help me, and I went to Nova Scotia, Canada. And when I arrived there, for your spectators or for your listeners, the movie is about a man who suddenly receives the gift of healing and does not want the gift of healing. And it's a very seriously ill child, a teenager, very cheeky, happy-go-lucky teenager who shows him what really is important in life. When I arrived to Canada to shoot my film, in my script, which I had written, the name of the child was very different to what's in the movie. But I told this to the Film Commission of Canada, and the lady who was the head of the Film Commission began crying and explained to me that her best friend's daughter just passed away. She was 18. Her name was Abigail. She had fought hard, but she had passed away. So I actually asked permission to speak to that mother and asked her to name the child in my movie Abigail, which was the name of her child. And so it was quite extraordinary because all of Nova Scotia, when we filmed the movie, came together and was very, very generous in many ways. And we donated in excess of $200,000 US dollars to create psychological help for children with cancer like Abigail at the IWK hospital in Halifax, which is something which is quite out of the norm. And so even the magic started there, and I think that shows in the film.
Well, it looks like you ended up with quite a cast of people.
Yeah.
It was all good acting. I can see, they all did a very good job.
Well, Jonathan Pryce is Game of Thrones, Pirates of the Caribbean. He's a legend. He was amazing. Then we have Jorge Garcia, who we all remember as Hurley in Lost. He's in Hawaii Five-0. Camilla Lunnington, she's in Grey's Anatomy. And Oliver Jackson Cohen is the protagonist, and he's done many films, but he's a terrific actor. And then this brilliant little actress who I found, who's 15 years old. So we were very lucky to get a great cast.
Okay, so the name of the movie is The Healer, and it releases tomorrow across the United States.
Yeah, it'll be between today and tomorrow. It's everywhere in the U.S., iTunes, Amazon, in every single network that you can find. And okay. I just make people aware that I am donating all the proceeds to helping these children.
Yeah, so we'll have
Great.
It all on there. But is there anything else you want to tell us, special about filming, during the filming and the process?
No,
really
just make people aware that this movie is has been released in 14 countries. It was released yesterday in Brazil. It was a huge hit. We're number 3 at the box office. We've beat out in 7 countries different blockbusters because people wanted to come together to help children. So we've been number 1 at the box office in many, many countries. And it's a lovely movie. The money will go to seriously ill children. And if you want to watch a great family film that will make your heart smile, please see The Healer. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right. Well, Paco, if you'll just hold on a second, I'm going to say that's a wrap.
Sure.
Hey, this is Real Cuff, and I want to thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. YouTube completely removed our channel for a couple of years, but now we're back. Thank you.